on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the London Monarchs. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Let's go.
So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led out by a guy who's done just about everything you could ever imagine to do in this league, the great Tom Brady.
It's been a lot of fun watching him develop in his career, but that will to win, he's had that probably since birth, and it transmits itself throughout his entire ball club. Watching him play, it can be an absolute joy unless you're on the other team.
Mike, wait, that.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Brady. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Laird. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Brady going to throw. He's got Burton here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And now a look at the offense for Jacksonville.
And a big key is going to be how can these wideouts create separation from the defensive backs, because we've seen some early success in the passing game in this one, and that's going to need to continue.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Now Brady. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Ben Gideon able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back.
And he's got it. It's Thomas. 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Now, this is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you're really out here in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there. there.
Yeah, that's right. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent gain, 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. The numbers for Mixon last week, 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
Second quarter now, and it's London with the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Throwing now is Rodgers. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. His first carry in their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Olivier Vernon brings him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally. And
rush coming, and he's taken down. Ben Gideon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Brady now to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. From the gun, it's Brady. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So here is the home side to take over on offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know.
Joe Mixon, 77 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage. And
this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Now Brady. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Brady. It's caught by Davis. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Brady's got his guys 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. This one into the hands of Burton. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee. So here is the home side to take over on offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. On 2nd and 15 now. Rodgers. That's caught by Howard. They get 14 back. And they're going to speed things up here. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So they come away from this opening drive in the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. On first down, Laird. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
On second down, Laird. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go. They'll keep it on the ground. Laird. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on 4th down. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So here is the home side to take over on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Now it's Rodgers. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. And he locates Josh Hill, complete. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Now Rodgers.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Now Joe Mixon will take this up just shy of the 40. Excellent display of footwork on that run. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Welcome back now here in London. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. On the return, Harris. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs. Now they run with Mixon. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now whistles here, and we've got a man down. Man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Check three.
Now Eckler. About 3 yards there to the 27.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 1st down in field goal range already. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And they'll get him down right around the 16. On the stop there defensively, Tyler Davison.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
At the 16-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch tight end. 4 down.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now here's Snell. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Tom Brady in the offense. Down by a field goal, a little under 30 seconds remaining. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. That throw by Brady incomplete. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Brady to throw. They will find Davis. That's complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Back to throw. He's got his tight end, Burton. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. So signs of life. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play.